Hey everybody, welcome to Vidal Speaks. And before we get started on this video, it's a recipe video and I'm really excited to show you how to make my healthy donuts. And this is going to be fun today, but before we do that, can you guys subscribe below or hit the like button when you're done if you really like this video? So let's get started. Now, when you hear the word donut, I think, oh gosh, Winchell's donuts and all these unhealthy donuts filled with sugar. But this recipe is so simple and there's absolutely no sugar, no oil. It's the only fat that's in this is the fat that's naturally in the fruit, and that's it. So I can't wait to show you guys because they're delicious. Okay, so first thing, if you don't have a Vitamix or a Blendtec, then you'll have to use a regular blender to do this, and it'll be a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. But for the first thing we're going to use is dates, and I use these dates called Khadrari dates. I got to show you guys a close-up of these because these are amazing dates, and they're not like the medjool dates. They're a little bit smaller. So because they're smaller, if you're using medjool dates, I'd say you'd use about, maybe, depends how big they are, but somewhere like 12 to 15. But I'm using 22 of these. These are the best dates in the whole world. We get them from our date farmer at the farmer's market. And oh my God, they're like pure caramel. Gotta have one now. They're so good. Okay, so after the dates, I'm going to put a half a banana in. I found I've done it with and without, but I found that it actually adds a lot of moisture to it. And then you're gonna take, I like oat milk. You can use actually any vegan milk that you like. And you just need a half a cup. Uh-oh, here comes Luke. He loves oat milk. I see him coming right now when I shake that jar. So he's going to be popping up here for a little oat milk. You watch. So we're going to do a half a cup. I see you there, buddy. So half a cup of oat milk. I'm going to get my vanilla. And I'm just going to put, this is that gel kind of vanilla. So like a teaspoon, but if you have the extract that's more liquidy, this stuff is amazing though. I think it's Nielsen and Macy, and it's pure vanilla paste. I love this stuff. Okay, so now that I've added everything in here, I have the vanilla, the dates, the oat milk, and the banana. I need to blend it together, and I use the Blendtec twister jar because it's nice and small, and it has these little sticks on the top here, so when it's blending I can turn it around like this, and it really helps get the stuff blended up. But if you have a Vitamix, it's easy too. I'm fortunate enough that I have one of those also, and then you have the stick to push it down. If you're not doing it with that kind of blender, then you need to really maybe add the liquid of the oat milk first and then the couple dates, or maybe like 6 dates, and then keep adding and see if you can make it into a nice smooth paste because you want it creamy. Okay, I'm gonna speed this up and turn the sound down so you don't have to be tortured by the sound of this, but here we go. Okay, so there you have it. And now I want to take my little spatula. Actually, I'll maybe use the big spatula. And I just take the caramel off the side. This stuff is so amazing, you guys. It really tastes like caramel. Because any dates, even the medjool dates, will make it taste like caramel. But the Khadrari dates, they really are like eating pure caramel. Okay, so now we add our date mixture. I'm going to give you a close-up look to this. Can you see it? So, and then it's really yummy. Do you see it's nice and, yeah, it's good. So now we spoon this out into our bowl. This is always the part you want to get as much as you can. Okay, That looks good. One little last go at it. Okay. So let's just set that right here. And now we're going to do the dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, you start with 1.25 cups of oat flour. And I just took these Bob's Red Mill old-fashioned organic oats, and I grinded them in my Blendtec. And I just keep them in the same bag that they come in. I grind them and then I pour it in here. But you can also easily buy oat flour. But if you don't have oat flour, just take your oats and grind them up. And now we're going to need 1.25 cups. Okay, and I'm going to grab a lemon. We have a lemon tree in our yard, so it makes it really easy. We only need a teaspoon, so it doesn't take much lemon. But if you don't have lemon, you could use vinegar, but I like lemon. You know, you just need an acid, and those are our two best choices as a vegan for acid, is lemon or vinegar. Okay, and then after the lemon juice, let me just close this up. We're going to do a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder. So here we go. Okay, so 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and just put a little bit more maybe, just to make sure that they have a nice little rise in them. And that lemon juice activates the baking powder. So there's the baking soda. And then the last thing we need is a little salt. I would say maybe just a pinch of salt. And then we're going to need baking soda, baking powder. We've used all that. So the last thing we need is tapioca starch, or also known as tapioca flour. You'll see it in a lot of gluten-free recipes because this is what helps thicken it up. And this one we're going to use a tablespoon. This one is like pure powder going into the air. Okay, so that's it. Now we've got all our ingredients in, and we're basically going to just stir around. Then I take a look at it. If it's too thick, I just add a little bit of oat milk, but you don't want it like pancake batter. You want it thick, more like, I would say, like a thick cake mix. So it's coming along. You get a feel for this. Do you see? It's like, then we take our donut trays. I like these silicone ones. So, these nice little silicone, you can get them on Amazon. Please use the Vidal Speaks link if you do. And I just put them on my tray. And you preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You could do that about right now. And then you're going to only cook for about 11 minutes. That's my lucky number, so I like to say 11. Before we do that, I just want to tell you, I like to do everything as oil-free as possible, but sometimes, even though this is silicone, it makes it really hard to get out. So I bought this spray oil because then you don't need that much. And this one is really interesting because it's called Thrive, and it's algae oil, so it's really good omega-3. So I'm just going to spray a little, like really just like this. And then to wipe some of that off, because I don't want the oil in there, I just want it coated, right? So I just want to make sure it's coated like this around it. So I take my hand and I just make sure it's just in there, because that just makes them drop out really easy without putting any oil. And then I kind of wipe it off. So now it's oiled, and now I just take the batter, and you gotta, it's a little bit tricky, but you're gonna have to, I'm gonna show you the trick later. So you kind of put this around the little plug in the middle. here's what you have to do to get these donuts formed. I take a little bowl of water for my fingers, and you're basically gonna take I just take my fingers like this, and you're just gonna pat these into and form them better around the little knob. So there you have it. This is the tray of my 6 donuts, and now I'm going to put them in the oven for 11 minutes at 350, and I'll be right back. Okay, they're ready, so let's go get them out. Ooh, they look so good. Delicious. Look at how delicious. So can you see how nice and fluffy? And you can see they even came up a little above the silicone. So let me put this on and I can set it right here. And now we need to try to flip these. So actually, I think the best thing to do is let them cool for a minute, but I'm going to get them out of here and then let them cool, and then I'm going to show you what I put on the top of them. So I think I want to do it like this. I want to go like this. There. And now watch how easy they come out, because I just sprayed that little bit of spray, and there you have it. Look at that. Steaming delicious. Oh, beautiful donuts. Can you see that? And can you see the steam coming off of them? Oh, look at how nice they are. And I know they look like almost like whole flour, like a wholemeal flour, but oh my God, when these cool, and then you frost them, and you think about it, you're not going to have any sugar. This is just dates and banana, right? So it's really, truly a healthy dessert, even though they're shaped like a donut. So I'm going to put these in the freezer right now, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to frost them, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've taken the last 2 that I made, because the recipe makes 8. So I put the 2 extra in here and put it in, and they just came out of the oven, so I'm going to pop them in the freezer. But let's finish. So now we have our 6 cool donuts, because these need to cool, and I put them in the freezer, but they're so soft and they're barely warm. They're so like cakey and fluffy. They're amazing, you guys. Just to eat them like this would be fine, but you know, Lloyd has a little sweet tooth, so I try to do something. But there's many different ways you can, you know, put a topping on a donut. You can just drizzle a little bit of icing with powdered sugar and water, or you can do cocoa powder with a little powdered sugar and water, or just cocoa powder and water, because then you're not really getting any sugar. But my favorite, which is the one we're going to do today, it's to use this stuff I discovered. It's called True Nut, and it's organic powdered peanut butter, and it says 85% less fat. Can you see that? So it's 5 grams of protein. It's only 50 calories, and that would be, yeah, that's for a lot. But what I'm going to do is, what I've done before with this, I've just taken the powder. I got this on Amazon, so if you want to try it, they have a smaller size, but I like this size. But before, what I've done is put this in a bowl, or just take my donut and drop it in here and go like this, and you get a nice little peanut butter powder. And that's what I was doing when I first made my recipe. But what I did the other day that was even more delicious is I put some in a bowl. I think probably for 6 donuts, actually 8 donuts. I think it's about that much. So let's just put this here. And then you're going to take a little water, and just add a little water at a time. And then you're going to stir it around. And a little more water, because it needs to be, if you get too much water, then you just got to add more powder. So you just want to go slowly. And what's going to happen here is when this is basically like dehydrated peanut butter. They suck all the oil out of it, and then what you have left is just the dehydrated peanuts. So when you add water, it becomes like peanut butter again, only this time around it doesn't have all the oil in it, so it's amazing. You can make it thick and creamy. So if you want to do something that's really low fat and you're craving like peanut butter on your toast, or making a sandwich of peanut butter when you don't want to eat that much fat, because fat is not good for you, but especially oils. You know, the peanuts are bad because they're a natural food and the fat is in the peanuts. Look at how creamy that is. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's so creamy. So I think that's just about right. Okay, and I think I want to add a little bit of powdered sugar, because it just gives that peanut butter a little bit of sweetener. You could add a little maple syrup to it. I just decided to do a little powdered sugar because I think it'll keep it more stabilized to be a frosting. And let me do one little bit more. Okay, that should be good. It's really delicious just with peanut butter, but I think I'm just gonna have that little hint of sweetness. You could do agave. Okay, so there we go. There we go. No, Luke loves peanut butter too. So here you go. Here's what you do. You take your peanut butter in the bowl. You can hear Luke crying. He's crazy for peanuts. Okay, but he can't have them because it makes him throw up. Okay, so you take your donut and you just top it in like this and turn it around. And you see when you're done, it looks like this, and you just set it on your parchment paper. So I'm going to do that right now with all of them, and I twist it around and I put it on my parchment paper. Oh, Luke, no, buddy, you can't have that. Let's put this here and these over here, because my boy Luke can't have peanut butter, buddy. No. Show you guys the final beautiful result. And I would like to take a bite right now, but they really need to dry. So I'm going to put these over here so Luke doesn't eat them. And then I'm just going to show you, these were some I made already. The peanut butter is this one right here. It just got a little darker in the fridge. So I'm going to take a bite of this one because I know everybody likes you to try your food. And I want to show you, these are 2 days old and they've been in the fridge, and I just want to show you how soft and cakey they are. Okay, you ready? Wow, they're so good. Can you see that? I mean, wow, they're so, the cake part is amazing, you guys. You have to try these. I gotta do one more bite. These are the best. I don't know, sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. He loves peanut butter so much. You have to try them because they're delicious, and it's basically dates and oats that you've ground up and banana with a little bit of baking powder, baking soda, and tapioca starch. Delicious. You'll love them. They're so easy. And you know, if you don't have one of those donut mold trays, just put them in some muffin cups. Just make like muffin, you know, little flatter muffins. But those donut trays are cheap. You get 3 for $14 or something on Amazon. So go to Amazon and use the Vidal Speaks banner and get some, because once you taste these, you're going to be eating them all the time, I promise. And they're easy. 10 or 11 minutes in the oven, just watch. Took me, you know, 10 minutes to make. The ingredients are simple and few, so you got to try them. You guys, if you like this and you want to see more recipe videos, because I've been told by people to do some recipes. There's a lot of people either transitioning over to vegan, or they're vegan and they don't know how to cook. So if you're one of those people, or maybe you're a longtime vegan and you just want to see the ideas or how I eat, or if you guys have some ideas of what you want me to make or veganize for you, then you just write me. you know, you can reach me below. The recipe will be below for these beautiful healthy donuts. And if you want to see more of that, make sure you let me know. So go to vidalspeaks.com and send me an email, okay? And be sure to like this video and be sure to like this video and subscribe below so you can get more of these recipe videos, okay? All right, ciao.